Happy Friday, sisters. Welcome back to Come Sis with me, the podcast, a movement fueled by the heart of women with a desire to experience genuine community that uplifts, empowers, and strengthens one another on one common ground, sisterhood. I'm your host, Mia. So today, I'm actually on vacation, guys, and I really struggled with going back and forth over if I was going to put out an episode this week. I struggled with the subconscious thoughts of if you don't remain consistent, if you don't show up this week, that everything will just fall apart. Versus it's okay to celebrate and enjoy your vacation, and then the other stabbing thought was, girl, it is a podcast. You can pre-record it and then upload. So those thoughts just kind of fumbled around in my head all week. And then I had a visit from my friend, and she shared how she actually used some of the things that I said in the weeks prior in a conversation with some of her friends, and just how revealing it was to all of them in that situation. And it was the exact words that I needed, the motivation that I needed, to say, Mia, this is something that you love to do. This is something that people are responding to, that women are getting encouragement from. And it's necessary, and it's something that you love. It's something that you love, right? So it was the exact feedback that I needed in the moment. But in stopping to reflect on not just that moment, I recognize that over the last couple of weeks, my life has been filled with random just motivation and encouragement from my tribe, from my mom, from my church family, from my husband, from B, from my friend Amira, from Shamika. There's a host of women who have messaged and emailed me, sometimes in the exact moments that I needed it, just to remind me of the things that I'm already doing and the things that I want to do are in reach, which is why I'm here before you today to talk about words of motivation and encouragement and how important they are in sisterhood. We as humans have different needs and wants, and sometimes the words from your sister can change a person's point of view. It can help them deal with situations in a better way. Um, it could be the exact motivation and encouragement that they need in the moment. So really quick, sometimes we get these words confused, and I mean, it's obvious that they aren't very similar, but I want you to have a good understanding of the difference between the two. So motivation is related to the inspiration that increases, the eagerness or the willingness to do something in someone, while encouragement is the persuasion to do it or to continue to do something. Very subtle differences, but I think it's important that if we're going to talk about it. One, because I'm a low-key nerd, so I like definitions, and they kind of give me a better understanding. So prayerfully, they give you a better understanding too. But in thinking about why this is important in sisterhood, it takes me back to even starting this podcast. I told you guys a couple weeks ago that I wasn't ready to share the story, not because it's anything crazy, but just because it's been so special to me. But this podcast has been something that I wanted to do for at least 3-4 years, ever since I came up with the motto of Come Sis with me. And it wasn't, uh, it wasn't anything really that I can say was standing in my way other than me. So fast forward to what, 6 episodes ago, literally. So 6 weeks ago, I made a date, a play date with my friend Amira, and I show up to her pool and we're hanging out all day. We're eating, we're enjoying the weather, we're enjoying the water, just enjoying each other's company. Not really talking about anything in particular. And then we get on the topic of just our friendship, and kind of where it's going and how it's developing, and how I've been helpful, I guess, to her, or at least I've shown her a different side of being a Christian, and not feeling like she is being pushed or pressured into anything. And so I just really loved that she shared that with me, and actually made me pretty happy that she didn't consider me one of those Bible pushing, even though I love the Bible, Bible pushing friends, but that she still felt comfortable around me, even though she isn't necessarily a Christian. So fast forwarding on to that, past that conversation, I shared with her some of the things. She just made me feel comfortable. The point of me sharing that was she made me feel comfortable in that moment. And so I opened up and shared that I've been wanting to do this podcast for years. And I mean, in that moment, she stopped and was like, let's brainstorm. What do you need? What do you need to start a podcast? And I mean, my mind was, rabbit holing and hamster wheeling. And I'm like, I actually don't know what I need to start this podcast. I feel like I have things to say, but when I try to sit down to execute, it just doesn't come out. So great day, ended so well. Our men got together, they hung out, and then I went home. Literally 24 hours later, this girl sent me a PDF with a whole outline of Come Sis with Me, the podcast. And basically said underneath, if you don't drop an episode by next Friday, you know, in not so many words, she was like, something's wrong with you. Because this is it. Here's your first 3 episodes. Happy Friday. And I was floored. The way my heart stopped in that moment, I'm gonna remember forever. Not because not because it was exactly what I needed in the moment, but it was exactly what I needed from her. It was like the key that unlocked this door that will forever be open to her. But it also was the key that unlocked this door to this podcast. So I want to give her her flowers and say thank you for being that woman. Thank you for being that sister to me. That motivated me in a way to get up and just move. And I thought it was important that I share that this is exactly what I mean when I say we need one another. There are times when our sisters are feeling helpless, depressed, anxiety ridden, hopeless, right? Not just helpless, but hopeless. And that little bit of encouragement, those encouraging words are motivating words to someone close to you, to someone you don't know, to, just someone who's walking by and looks like they need something, can help calm them down. It can help move something that was in an unconscious place or subconscious place to a conscious place. I love how motivation helps not just in the moment, but overall, it helps people become healthier. It helps improve relationships. It helps build new skills. It helps you learn more. And these are personal things that the one who is doing the motivating can glean from. It's not just the things that will become seeds that are planted and rooted when you give them to someone else. But you also, as a motivator and encourager, will be able to grow from these things. It's essential for hard times. It's essential to inspire others. Motivation can help you advance careers, right? So there's three levels of the mind: conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. And out of the three, conscious and subconscious minds play a major role in motivation and encouragement. I'll give you an example. If you're trying to lose weight, plug that little laugh in there. I should have a laugh button on here. If you're trying to lose weight for a long time and you don't see results, or even a short time and you don't see results, sometimes you start to feel sad or depressed or discouraged, right? And so your subconscious and your conscious minds will only be filled with negative or sometimes irrational thoughts about that process. But when someone or something motivates you and encourages you, those thoughts get into your mind and it makes you feel stronger. It makes you feel, I don't know, uh, what's the word? Strengthened. No, that's not a good word because I just used stronger. It helps you empowered. That's the word I'm looking for. Empowered to continue doing the thing that you're doing. You know, when you're scrolling TikTok or Instagram sometimes, um, that tool can actually be pretty positive in a way, even though I have a love-hate relationship with social media. It can be empowering in that moment if you see someone who looks like you, who is still who is on this journey or that once looked like you and now is motivating you or encouraging you either with their words or with their actions or with their story for you to keep going. And so now the conscious and subconscious minds are filled with positive thoughts. They're like, oh, yeah, we could do this. That girl looks like me. That girl sounds like me. Or that girl at least feels like I could be her too. Um, Not in a weird comparison way, but just like I can get there too. If she could do it, I could do it. Right. And then that takes over the place of sadness and fear or helplessness and depression. So, motivation and encouragement are two important feelings that you can use, or that a woman or a sister can use to fight through the things that she's going through in the moment. I have received some of the most memorable and remarkable motivations and encouragement um, in some of the darkest times. And it has been important for me to get where I am today and to overcome some of the things that I've overcome. But let me give you an example of some things that you could say or what motivation and encouragement looks like. So one of the statements that are quotes that I found online were, sometimes you face difficulties not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're doing something right. Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. That's from Mahatma Gandhi. You just can't beat the person who never gives up. That's a Babe Ruth quote. You're allowed to scream, you're allowed to cry, but do not give up. That's anonymous. I'm sure multiple people can be coined with that phrase, but that's one of the ones, another one that I found. Another one that I like is everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. And then this one, when the world says give up, hope whispers, try one more time. So these are just like some quotes that I found online that I liked that help to fill someone with motivation and encouragement. And the thing that I really want you guys to take away today in that is that motivation and encouragement are unique attributes that give strength to a person who is going through a tough situation. They give strength or encouragement or help, hope to a sister who, in the moment, doesn't feel so hopeful, right? It helps reach your conscious and subconscious minds so that you can heal and overcome better. Motivation, encouragement, fill your mind with positive thoughts or fill one's mind with positive thoughts. And giving your emotional support as well as your understanding will prove extremely beneficial in sisterhood. So, my challenge to you today is that you send a text or an email or a call with some motivational words of encouragement today. It could be really quick. It could be simply, hey, was thinking about you and how great of a person you are. I don't know. You think about it. But it's my challenge that I put out to our community today. That you become the sister that you would like to have, right? And that first important step of sisterhood, which is it's in my whole beginning spew, right? Is that you have a level of awareness that helps you become a great motivator and encourager to your sister. So I'll share this before we go. My husband and I have just celebrated 8 years. I shared that with you guys 2 weeks ago. And in our 8 years of marriage, we have been trying for a baby. So yes, your girl is on a major infertility journey, on a journey to motherhood. But I tell you why sisterhood has been this beam of light for me. Because in those times that I just shared about hopelessness, I have received words through text. I received random phone calls. I've even watched or listened to stories, either from women that I know personally or just found online randomly, or not, maybe not so randomly, uh, of them sharing their journeys and their struggles and their testimonies and how they've overcome. And it's been the exact thing that I needed in that moment to release the sadness that I had in the moment, the shame, and the hopelessness that at times had me buckled over in a corner crying, right? Choosing isolation and choosing back against the wall instead of keep going, keep loving, keep enjoying life in front of you. It's been exactly what I needed. And so this is why I encourage you. I encourage you today to be a part of the challenge, the encouragement and motivation challenge. And maybe I'll do this, I don't know, in the weeks to come, with different topics and different subjects. But today I just thought it was important for us to become many sisters, many encouraging and motivating sisters, and to put that challenge out to our community. I love you guys. And I thank you for joining me again for another Friday. I'll catch you next week. I'll catch you at the same place in the same time. And again, if you don't already know, you got this, sis. Bye, guys.